In the crowded streets of Accra, Ghana, the name Abu Trica meant one thing online: success. His social media pages were a dazzling gallery of wealth, flashing headlights of luxury cars, stacks of cash laid out on plush hotel beds, and captions that drip-fed motivation. Hard work pays, stay focused, your time is coming. To the young men scrolling through their feeds, he was an icon. To the strangers catching a glimpse of his life, he was a source of envy. Very few people ever stopped to ask the most important question: where did all the money come from? By day, the real Abu Trica was a quiet, almost invisible figure in his neighborhood. But by night, illuminated only by the glow of a laptop screen, he transformed. He became a master of conversation, a digital chameleon. From a small, unassuming room, he managed dozens of online identities, each one a masterpiece of deception. Some were lonely widowers, their profiles filled with memories of a life once lived. Others were engineers, supposedly working on remote oil rigs overseas. One of his most successful personas was a lonely businessman, traveling the world but searching for a genuine connection. Every profile had a detailed backstory. Every story was soaked in emotion. He was a patient predator. Abu Trica firmly believed that the secret to his success wasn't just telling lies, it was the slow, meticulous art of building trust. He understood that a rushed story felt fake, but a story that unfolded over weeks felt real. His targets were never chosen at random. He was a student of human vulnerability. He looked for people who shared too much about their loneliness in public forums, people who replied a little too quickly to a friendly message, people who, deep down, just wanted to believe that something good was finally happening to them. He was an expert at identifying the hopeful and the heartbroken. The process was always the same. It began with casual, friendly messages. Over weeks, these conversations would deepen, evolving into a bond of trust. He'd share his own fabricated struggles and triumphs, making his victims feel seen and understood. Slowly, that trust would blossom into affection, and once affection took root, it wasn't long before it grew into a powerful sense of dependence. His victims felt they couldn't go a day without talking to him, and then, just as the emotional connection reached its peak, the problem would arrive. It was always an emergency, a frozen bank account that needed a small transfer to unlock, a delayed inheritance tied up in legal red tape, a once-in-a-lifetime business opportunity that required an urgent investment. The scenarios changed, but the promise was always the same. Just this once, I'll pay you back double, I swear. For someone already so emotionally invested, sending the money felt like helping a loved one in need. The money moved with lightning speed, wire transfers to offshore accounts. Piles of digital gift cards with their codes scratched off and sent via photo. Anonymous digital wallets that left almost no trace. Abu Trica himself never touched the funds directly. He had a network of others who handled the logistics of cashing out. His job was to be the voice, the constant reassurance, the emotional anchor that kept the victim from panicking. He'd stay on the phone for hours, calming their fears, promising a beautiful future together, all while their life savings drained away. By the time the first flicker of doubt appeared in a victim's mind, it was already too late. The profiles would vanish without a trace, social media accounts deleted, phone numbers disconnected, entire message histories erased. All that remained was a deafening, devastating silence. But what Abu Trica didn't realize was that one of his victims wouldn't disappear quietly into the night, consumed by shame. This victim was different. Instead of shame, they were filled with a cold, burning anger. Instead of deleting the messages, to forget. They saved everything, every screenshot, every voice note, every transaction receipt. Instead of giving up, they reported it to the authorities, and that one report was the loose thread that would unravel everything. Investigators started to see patterns they had missed before, identical phrases used across different scammer profiles, repeating IP addresses that pointed to a single geographic area, money trails that, despite their complexity, all crossed the same digital borders, and somewhere in the deep shadows of the internet, a name kept appearing in connection to these crimes: Abu Trica. He sensed the shift too late. It started subtly. His carefully crafted messages started going unanswered. Some of his fake accounts were unexpectedly locked for suspicious activity. Friends in his network stopped replying to his calls. The digital world he had so masterfully controlled was starting to crumble around him. Then, one morning, the knock came. It wasn't the dramatic raid you see in movies. There was no shouting, no chaotic escape. It was just a quiet, firm knock on his door, signaling the final, undeniable end of the illusion. As he was calmly led away, his phones, once buzzing with notifications, went dark. The profiles were gone. The empire of lies was finally offline, but the damage he had caused remained, a deep and painful scar on the lives of those he had deceived. In the end, Abu Trica didn't just steal money. He stole something far more valuable. He stole trust. He stole hope. He stole a person's belief in the good of others, and that, the court would later say, was the most expensive and unforgivable crime of all. Online, anyone can look successful. Anyone can craft a perfect image. But remember, behind every perfect image is a truth waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for watching. If you found this story thought-provoking, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Stay safe out there.